16-8, gang. The Yankees are 16-8. And again, this is another good night. Anytime the Yankees win, it's always good. It's always good to share this with you and celebrate it. So it's fantastic. 16-8. What's up, Steve? Me shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Timothy's in the house. Rose is in the house. Offense is just so bad. They won. 5 hit, timely hitting. Doesn't matter if they get a lot of hits. They got timely hitting today, and they won. So that's good. I'll take it. But Jack is in the house. That's good. Yeah, Judge, I agree with you. Judge looks close. Give him better swings. He looks close. He's about to, I think he's about to go off and he's about to get high. And Stanton's having a lot of good swings too. Got that RBI double. So Minnesota hit the single. Judge hit the double, put him on second and third. And Stanton hit the 2-run double, and then Anthony Rizzo hit the 2-run home run and make it 4-0. And then it was 4-3. And Stroman went into the 6th, but not through the 6th, and the bullpen kept him down. A lot of folks saying we have a terrible bullpen. Well, not tonight. And a lot of folks keep telling us we need a real closer. Clay Holmes, 9 saves, lockdown, 0 ERA. I'll take that. That's a real closer to me. I'll take it. David, what's up? Stephen B. Sean, Jake Boss. I'm telling you. Consul Yeti's in the house. Well, I mean, to your point, too, it doesn't matter when we score them. If we score enough and our pen and our pitchers hold them down, then it's okay. When they have an opportunity to score later in the game, I hope to take advantage of it. But, I mean, they got all their runs in the first inning today, and they held them down for the rest of the game. So, which is good. I'll take it one way or the other. As long as they win, I'll take it. But I get what you're saying, Consul. I totally get it. No. Lou. Buckeyes in the house. We got all the made men here in Texas. Consul Yeti, the Buckeyes in the house too. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now let me do this here. Take this. I'm always happy when the Yankees win. I hope you are too. Again, this is a wonderful thing. I don't think DJ's done, Rose. He's had a sore foot, so again, look at tomorrow. I mean, I think he'll be back. Anyway, clearly we need him to come back. We got good news on Yorbit Vivas. He's been activated, so he's one of the guys that fractured his orbital bone, got the foul ball off his face, and Oscar Gonzalez is the other one. So, Rizzo's going to be. I mean, DJ is going to be a guy that can give Rizzo a break and can give Torres a break. So, but yeah, he did have a minor setback today. Yes, it was soreness in his foot. No surprise. His first game in a while. So we'll see how he heals the next day and the day after that. Hopefully it's, relatively low key, but we'll see. But again, we got some good news on Vivas. We got some good news. Meredith Morakovitz reports some good news on Birdie today too. So sounds like he'll be getting into rehab games next week, and we should have him back soon as well. And again, brings some more speed to the lineup, brings some more defense to the lineup. And the clubhouse too, so I'll take it. But again, 4-3 win. No, 4-3 win, right, Consul Yeti? Yes, indeed. Yeah. I will say, I mean, Glaber looks kind of lost and frustrated, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I hope he goes off. We need him to hit better. I mean, if he wants to get a real big contract, he's going to have to perform. That's the only way he's going to do it. So, but yeah, I mean, we need DJ to recover. We need Vivas to recover. We need Birdie to recover. Just like we need Cole, Canely, and Efrost to recover and get back here too. So, right now, our pitching is holding things together. And again, the bullpen, they have an occasional clunker, no doubt about it, but they shut them down today. A lot of folks saying we have a terrible bullpen. I don't know about that. No. And again, this is going to be a tight race all down the line, right? American League East is going to be a behemoth. like it always is. So Judge is coming around. Our bullpen was pretty solid tonight, Steve. Don't you think? I think they're pretty solid. Salute CWE, Yankee Mike, Peanuts in the house, Brandon's in the house. What is good, gang? Smack those like buttons, gang, if you don't mind. I greatly appreciate it. The Yankees may be in last place, and they're not in last place. I don't worry about that stuff. No. Aaron Judge, he's having better swings coming around. He got a timely double today, so it's going to happen. It's going to happen. He will come around. But I don't, I don't. If the Yankees can be in last place or not, I can care. Like they're not. So I'm not worried about the Yankees being in last place. That's just me though. There's so many people. It's just endless videos right now. You're concerned, worried. It's way too early. Way too early. And I said this earlier, I'd be concerned if the guys that came back from the IL either got hurt again or did not produce when they sack guys. I'd be concerned if we got some starting pitching hurt or some bullpen guys hurt. That's when I would be concerned. But we're not having that right now. 4 trains in the house. Been a while, brother. Good to see you, man. Cole is progressing. Yes, he is. Peraza's a few weeks away from when we heard that today, Rose. He's a few weeks away. Yep. What is good for Train Express? All right. Yeah. Torres has cost himself money, but it is what it is. But yeah, 16-8. That's what matters most. People can say, how bad this one looks, how bad that one looks, this one. Yeah, they're not firing all cylinders, but they're 16-8. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah. I'll take it. Without Cole, without Judge really hitting, without Torres hitting at all, Rizzo just starting to come around today. So we have a lot of bats that have still yet to kind of get rolling. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Yeah, I mean, Andrew, yeah, I mean, the problem with Gleyber sitting right now is they don't have the people who like they need DJ back. They need Vivas or Birdie back. They need guys that can actually replace him and produce. So, and that's what I think they're waiting for. He had a day off. Was it yesterday or a couple days ago? He had his first day off, but like the other guys, like Soto, I would give him a day off. He's played every single game so far. Verdugo's played every single game so far. There's a couple of them have played every single game so far. I would give them at the very least a DH day or a day off and let them rest. Let them rest. They're athletes. We need them to be healthy all season. This is a long season. So, but again, I understand like the offense needs work. I get it, but keep in mind, like offense last year. I mean, they would do this and not even do that, and not even get to this point. Not even put together an inning like that and let the pitching just shut them down the rest of the game. Now we're in a different position where we'll more likely than not see type of stuff like this, where they'll have one inning of good baseball and then the pitching will shut teams down. So they're much better suited to do that now than they have been for quite a while, which is good. Which is good. Hawaiians in the house. Yeah, 16-8 without Cole. Yeah, exactly. That's perspective. That's a good thing. It's okay to celebrate that. It really is. Nosebleeds in the house. Right. 25 likes. We got to get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Yes, indeed. It's good to see you in here, Mazza. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. Getting ready for a big move, brother. Big move. Yeah. Yeah, we missed you too, brother. We missed you too, man. Yeah. The lineup, yeah, I mean, they'll start clicking on more cylinders, but again, are they costing them games? Hardly. Yankees lineup last year cost them a lot of games. Not really this year right now. So, and they're 16-8. So, in a very tough division, in a very tough schedule this month. So, that's pretty good. So, well, in people's opinions, we should dominate them, Greg, but like they play teams hard. Okay. I mean, theoretically, just like teams think they, a lot of folks think that teams should dominate the White Sox because I think they're like 3-20, but they play certain teams good. And like crappy teams generally always play the Yankees hard. And do I think they can win the rest of the series? Three out of 4 games, yes, would be nice. But I'm not surprised teams like the A's are playing the Yankees hard. They always do. They always do. And Blackburn's good. The Yankees got to him today. JP Sears had a good game against the Yankees yesterday. Their closer is ridiculous. And Miles Moore, whatever his name is, Miles Miller, he's ridiculously good. So they have a couple of pieces there. They really do. Yes, Wanky Judges. Yeah, Judges. He's like on the verge right now. He's on the verge right now, again, hot. Steve, a big move like a trade or something like that. I could see a significant trade at the deadline for the Yankees. I really can. And again, like this is something that I think Cashman's just quietly working on in the background. We won't know anything until it happens. So, but I can see a big move. And just, it's a good question, Buckeye. How can they justify the schedule? I don't know. There are problems. I mean, the schedule is one thing. Like the pitch clock is another within that schedule. Like they cut the pitch clock again, even though it's not monumental like it was last time, but they cut it again. And when pitchers having more problems with this pitch com, you can't hear with the weather being cooler and stuff like that early in the season, it makes it hard to grip a ball. And they have less time now to grip the ball properly, want and get ready to pitch to the batter. So I think a couple things have a play in this. That and guys that are just throwing hard much younger for that much longer period of time. Kids throwing off speed stuff in their teenage years where not a good idea. So I think it's a combination thing, Buckeye. But it's hard, man. It's hard to justify the schedule. It really is. You're right about that. hmm I mean, they might, Jay Boss. They might pull the trigger early for if they. But I mean, if they have an opportunity to make it, I think they will. A move. So the Rangers won 4-3. Are they up, Peter? Are they up 2-0? Like the Knicks are? Yeah. What would I like to see them do, Chris? I mean, mm, yeah, 17 days in a row is absolutely insane, Texas. Yeah, you're right about that. Uh Probably add a starting pitcher, something like that, Chris. Or another versatile bat. Someone who can play infield and outfield. I think so. Like something like that. Giants, yeah, yeah. Oh, the Giants, yeah. They might trade. There's some rumor coming out today. They said they might. They're looking to trade up in the draft on Thursday. So we'll be we'll keep an eye on that. Hawaiian got gifted. All right, thank you for gifting Hawaiian. Rangers are up 2-0. The Knicks are up 2-0. I'll take it, baby. Yeah, the Knicks that comeback win yesterday. Yeah, it was a good win over the Sixers. Peanut, good. This will be a good series for them. I mean, the only team I worry about in the East is Boston Celtics. So Knicks look pretty good, and they don't have a load of superstars there either. So, which is great. For number two, number three pick, yeah, yeah, I could see that. And again, like I could see. I mean, Drake May, maybe the quarterback from was it North Carolina. I mean, if they draft a quarterback, that's clearly that it's clear that they don't think Daniel Jones is the answer. That'll tell you right there. Just like the Jets, they traded Zach Wilson yesterday to the Broncos. So, Texas Buckeye, thank you so much for being a member of the family for 18 months, man. We love you, man. We love you. Um, yeah, the Celtics are a dangerous team, Consigliere. They are a dangerous team. They are good. Very, very good. Yeah. Well, wait, I'm hearing that the expansion is going to happen, but between now and the next CBA, it's supposed to be 2 teams. So I don't know if it's going to lengthen the season at all, but if they do that, I mean, lengthen it by a week or two. Um, but with the same amount of games, though, just more rest days in between. I do think that would be a good idea. Dan, yeah, I think he's should be in consideration. Yes, Stroman was gritty. Yep. He just buckles in, man. He's definitely made for the spotlight, Marcus Stroman. He really is. Neighbors, yeah. Yeah. Daniel Jones, and he also had a torn ACL too. So, um, we'll see. I mean, do they want Drake May? Do they want JJ McCarthy from Michigan? I don't know. I think Minnesota's gonna go hard after McCarthy. But Stroman was good today. Yeah, he got the win because he made it through 5. So that's good. That is good. Mhm. We have to let them take a pick for it. I don't know. It's a good question, Stephen B. Any discussion about no, I mean, look, my personally, I think it was not justified, obviously. And again, that's a situation like I compared it to a couple years ago, an umpire, Andres Galarraga from the Detroit Tigers had a perfect game, and he called the last out, what would have been the last out, safe, and this guy was out by like 8 feet, and so it was the biggest blown call ever by an umpire. He wound up apologizing and owning up to it and stuff like that. But it's that type of stuff I think needs the retraining and reeducation. The type of behavior that this ump pulled on Boone after he said he didn't care that it wasn't even Boone, that one that justifies some kind of suspension for me. That's a completely different behavior than making a mistake and owning up to it. So, but I do think it was crap. I'm with you there, Clemenza. Absolute crap. No. Yeah, especially openly said he didn't care that it wasn't Boone. Like, you're ejecting the guy who didn't say anything. And Boone said today, like he went to the MLB. They did say today they're not going to fine him. 'Cause generally, if you get ejected, you get fined. They're not going to fine him. So, and my guess is, I mean, the umpire might get fined. I don't know. I don't know. The hitting will come around, Frank. I mean, it's doing enough to win. So, and that's what matters right now. 16-8. That's what matters. I'll take that until they really start ripping. But yeah, and Stroman looks like a better signing every day. Every day he's here, right? So, right, Stephen B. Yeah, I mean, and Daniel Jones just got $160 million deal too. Yeah, yeah, Peanut. The Knicks are up 2 games to nothing, and I'll take that. Yeah. Now, were those games in Philly or in the Garden? That I don't know. Jim Jordan, yeah, Wink. Remember that? He made it. That was a monumental mistake, and he owned up to it. He felt awful because that was. I mean, never get that experience again. That was a perfect game. It was just destroyed in the last out. Like that's got to be. I can only imagine what that felt like for the pitcher. And then I know Miguel Cabrera. He was celebrating, and then all of a sudden, he was like, "What the?" I can only imagine. I really can only imagine. So, you know, Stroman was all right, man. I think he was okay. Yeah, yeah. This is a clear example of the screwing up and owning up to it. This is a completely different situation yesterday. And Boone gets thrown out of games more than most of the other managers, so I get it. And somebody got ejected in the ninth inning of the Yankees A's game. One of the A's, I don't know if it was their manager or one of their players, but locked away with Angel. Yeah, he should be a consigliere. It was at the Garden. Okay, and now they go to Philly for 2, right? Yeah. All right, but I'll take the Knicks are what, a 2 seed? Are they a 2 seed, Chris? Yeah, the A's manager got ejected. Yeah. Danny's in the house. Donnie. What's good, man? What's good, Donnie? Salute, 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 my friend. Salute. Um, yeah, but again, Look, the bullpen shut him down today. Clay Holmes came in, and Clay Holmes is dealing. And Caleb Ferguson was better today too. He had a couple rough games, and he was better tonight. Clay Holmes, I mean Caleb Ferguson. So I'll take that too. Got to give him his credit when it's due, man. Where it's due. Yankees can play AL East. It's a 16 as the Mets, 3 against, yeah. Yankees record last year against the AL East was 22-30. So right now they are, what are they? 5-3, 5-4, something like that. 5-4, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they might be 5-4 against the AL East. Yep. Brandon, stop. Stop trolling for the channel that actually lies. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. All right. You can tell that channel that has you weak. They are weak. Yeah. Clay Holmes did it tonight, man. He brought it. He was money tonight. But he has he has given us a little bit of an odd on occasion. No doubt about that. Yeah, man. Yeah, Robert. Yeah. Could be a good year. Jennifer, hello. How are you? Could be a good year for New York teams. It really can be. Could be the Knicks, the Rangers, the Yankees, and it would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Terminated. Exactly, Jack. Yeah. Love when people who troll from the channel, who always claims they have connections, comes here and tells me that we do it here, which we don't. We don't say that. So it's ridiculous. No, I didn't. Subscribe. I didn't say that. Okay, but you can tell your weak channel that you're trolling for that they did. Exactly, constantly. It's a great point. What closes doesn't create some agita. Yeah. How long? Just a couple years, Chris. Just a couple years. Chase. Oh, I remember that. Wink. I remember that. Yeah, they keep trolling for from the same place. Yeah. Yeah, Fergie's close for the Dodgers. They got him from the Dodgers. They got Yorbit Vivas from the Dodgers. So they made a couple trades this year with the Dodgers. But we were spoiled by Mariano Rivera. I mean, he was, just like we were spoiled by Jorge Posada from the catching position too. He was probably one of the best catchers we've ever had. Really. No. Yeah. No, Chris. Yeah, and they're not worth talking about. So I don't like name dropping. But the people who know this channel gets trolls from one particular channel a lot. It's so weak and pathetic and childish. So weak. They come over here and they try to pull the stuff that get out of here. Get out of here with that. Jeter and Petty. Yeah, we've been spoiled from a lot of folks. Gonzalez too, Victor Gonzalez. He was in the same trade with Vivas, Victor Gonzalez. So, Rolling's Man of the Year award. Yeah, nosebleed. Yeah, baby. No, I don't collab for that channel. I don't associate with them. So, Ghost, peace. Get out of here, dude. I don't collab for that channel. I don't collab for any channel. I remember that too when the Yankees trailed the Red Sox. Yeah, and they came back, and I remember that, Lorenzo. Yes, sir. Remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, Jack. Got to do it, man. Got to do it. We got my man NFE joining us here too, dude. Dude, what's up, brother?
Yeah, what's up, Jason? Shout out to the chat. How's everybody doing tonight?
Everybody's good. We're getting some trolls again tonight. So I already zapped 3 people.
Really? What kind of trolls are we talking about?
Trolls for the the channel, the same
Oh,
channel all the time that claim that I say something that that channel does on a regular basis. So
oh, I mean, do we need to bust out the mats?
they can't handle the Mets.
Okay, fair
They
enough.
can't
I'm
handle the
I'm I'm
Mets.
still feeling pretty warm, so let me know.
They're light work for us, dude. Light work. So it's one of those where it's just, you know, one
Yeah,
of those.
yeah. Forget him.
But
Forget
yeah,
him.
we got a 4-3 win. The
Mhm.
bullpen held down today. Stroman was solid, and it was fantastic. I mean, it's a good win for the Yankees. It's a good win for the Yankees. And again, they won. We're 16-8 now, man. Like, and we got some decent news tonight on from Eric Markovitz on Birdie. So DJ had some soreness. They're gonna get him checked out
Mhm.
tomorrow after the game. Um, but John Birdie is feeling really good, so it looks like he's gonna be getting into rehab games shortly. So that's good news on him. And
Mhm.
obviously they activated Yorba Vivas, which we talked about earlier. So
Yeah,
some
yeah.
news, more good news than not good news today. So I'll take it, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I know Yankees won 4-3. I mean, they blew up in the first inning, which was great to see. I was happy to see, Soto
Easy.
hit one.
Yeah.
Judge finally got a hit. Rizzo hit that 2-run shot, but
Yeah.
it stayed that way the whole game. Um,
Yeah, and I know some folks are like, like sometimes they'll score all their runs in one inning.
right.
So, and and I understand, I totally understand why people want us to score more runs more often. I get it. Of course not. Of course we do. But it's nice when they do that the pitching holds the team down for the win. So, and that makes me happy to see. It really does.
Yeah, look, the thing is, I get it's still early in the season, right? I just wish they would have tacked on a couple more runs, a few more runs. It would be nice, right?
Yeah.
The offense is still not 100% clicking. There's bright spots with the offense, but
Mhm.
I think they'll come around. They're going to come around eventually. I think they're all going to click at some point. It just
Yeah.
seems like today it was like the top of the order, or like the middle of the order that picked it up, and the bottom of the order not so much.
Yeah.
Where in other games it's been like the bottom of the order, but then the top of the order, with the exception of Soto, has not been hitting.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for all these guys to click because the pitching is not the issue. The pitching is on point. The
Yeah.
starting pitching is absolutely killing it, and I was. I might have been, I don't want to say I was the only fan, but I might have been one of the few fans that was like, I'm confident in this starting pitching. Even without Cole, I was like, these guys are going to pull it off. Nestor has been my question mark, and I have been saying that. But I felt good about Rodon. I felt good about Stroman. I felt good about Clark Schmidt,
Yeah. Yeah.
Luis Hill. Like, I felt good about all those guys. And the bullpen's been holding it down too. So, yeah, we don't need Josh Hader.
We do not. And Caleb Ferguson had a much better outing tonight
Yeah.
than the day before. So, I mean, Clay Holmes, again, 9 saves, man, 0 ERA. 0
Yeah,
ERA.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was saying with Caleb Ferguson, they needed to put him in like the sixth, seventh inning, which is what looks like Boone did. And I don't think you put him in a closer type situation.
No.
So I think Boone made the right decision. The bullpen's been solid this so
Yeah.
far. I have been liking what I'm seeing from the bullpen. And Clay Holmes came in and just pitched a easy 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
It was a easy ninth inning for him. So
Yes, he did. Yeah, I mean, it was Marinaccio and then Caleb Ferguson, and then
mhm.
who was after that?
It's Dennis Santana, I think.
That's right, Santana, and then
Yep.
Clay Holmes. So I'll take that. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't a sexy win, but it was an efficient win. So that to me was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I mean, again, win is a win, but like, these games though, because later on it's gonna truly matter later on in the season where, yeah, it's great that they score 4 runs in the first inning, for example,
Mhm.
but in later on in the season, like they need to score. They in the later innings, they're going to have to really score those runs because it's going to matter. Like in the second half of the season after the All-Star break, the teams are going to start heating up, and
Mhm.
every run matters. Every run matters. Every pitch matters. Like the things truly start to matter. Right now, I think it's just, right now with the Yankees bats, it's just in some games, certain guys are showing up. In other games, other guys are showing up. The only consistent bat it's been Juan. So even though he's had some rough games, but he still bounces back some way somehow.
Yeah, like like we talked about this too. When they swapped Torres and Verdugo, Torres and Volpe, it kind of
Mhm.
threw the offense off, kind of off kilter a little bit. And they
Yeah.
haven't kind of rebounded there, and Consiglietti said that last night too. So, I think they're going to put these pieces together at some point. I think we need DJ to come back. We need Vivas. We need like Birdie to come back to give some of these guys a break, a day off here and there. So, um, and I think it would be good if they're willing to try something like Birdie leading off or Verdugo leading off, and
Yeah.
push Torres down in the lineup for now until he can produce. So, and then you get Volpe there where he's more seems to be more natural in the middle of the lineup. So they can do it. They can do it. If you move Verdugo up to the top, it clears the 7 spot, but you could have somebody there. So they have the personnel to do it. They really, really do.
I was gonna ask you this because I was on Hector's stream this morning. I was chopping it up with him.
Thank you, Tex.
Awesome. But chatting it up with him and TC, Erica was on there too, and we were talking about Volpe. The subject about the topic about Volpe came up, the conversation about him, and it basically went around the panel just asking about whether or not he should have been put in the leadoff spot, and my response was this, and tell me what you think. I said that at some point Volpe was going to put in that leadoff spot. At some point, I feel like they may have moved him a little too soon. I think they should have just kept him where he was. But with that being said, I think now, since they have him in the leadoff spot, I think they should just keep him there and let him develop. I just feel like if they move him back down, it's going to kind of create this inconsistency with the line, and it might shoot his confidence down a little bit.
Yeah, like, and let's keep it in mind too. The fans were asking for Volpe to be transitioned to the leadoff spot.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
asking every single day, make Volpe leadoff, make Volpe leadoff. Let's just point that out now. Fans are asking multiple times a day. So, and
I wasn't one of those fans though.
Yeah, I know. And but then we were getting inundated with it.
Right.
Like,
absolutely.
And to me, I would have personally kept him where he was because he was performing well. I would have moved Verdugo to lead off or Birdie to lead off, and they brought Torres down. So, because to me, I don't think Verdugo would be phased by it. Torres is in his head; he's on his own head right now. So, I don't. I would move him down in the lineup to take the pressure off of him. And
do you think? Because I was also talking with Dane a little bit earlier. Do you think if Volpe struggles another week at the leadoff spot, do you think they should just move him back down?
Depends on who they put on leadoff.
Right.
Not Torres.
Yeah, no, definitely not Torres. I mean, if anything, you put Verdugo in that spot.
Yep, Ken, thank you. Ken, thank you so much. Verdugo. And Birdie. Remember, Birdie was the nationally stolen base champ. Was it last year or the year before? He's got speed up, so he's a bigger base stealing threat than Volpe is. So, and Volpe, when Volpe was batting 5th earlier, he was hitting and stealing bases. Now he's really doing neither. So, and so I think Volpe's probably a little bit better set for the middle of the lineup.
I just think that with Volpe, ever since he's been moved to the leadoff spot, I think he's overcompensating. I think he's trying way too hard because he's looking desperate to just try and get on base, and he's trying to be that leadoff guy. It's like, yo, do what you were doing before. You do what you were doing before. Just because you're a leadoff guy doesn't necessarily mean you change your approach completely.
Yeah.
So I get, for me, and to me, I think that has to do with him being young.
Hmm.
Still young in the sport. It's his second year, although he's having a great second year so far. But I think it's just the experience right now. I think is the lack of experience at that spot, and
Yeah.
um, I think with time, once he gets that experience, I think he'll start hitting better.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he's still developmental. He's only in his second year. He's still
Yeah,
making adjustments. He's still growing. So, and
and
I
what is
just
22?
personally, what's that?
22 years old?
22. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
it's so young.
yeah, I mean, personally, he was doing just fine at the 5 spot. I would have kept him there until
Same.
something justified the change, and nothing justified the change. I mean, if the line and this is I'm speculating here, but, like, if the logic was you wanted to jumpstart Gleyber Torres's bat, I understand that. But, I wouldn't have done that. I would have maneuvered the lineup there a little bit differently. I would have kept Volpe down there in a run score and a run driving in spot, and I would have done something differently. So, because right now Torres isn't really hitting anywhere, you know. So, I mean, it looks like he's starting to see things a little bit better. Judge is starting to see things a little better, so hopefully that's a good sign. But, um, I personally would have kept Volpe at 5.
Oh, me too. I like I said, I would have eventually moved him into the leadoff spot, but I think they moved him up way too soon.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and Birdie does remind me of a Zobrist. I mean, he plays. He plays. I don't know if he plays outfield, but he plays multiple infield positions. Um, and the Blue Jays lost the game to Kansas City. All right, so the AL East teams are losing. All right, all right.
is
So,
did Baltimore lose today?
uh,
I'm just curious.
let's have a look. And somebody asked if we're going to see Luis Medina. He is not pitching this series against the Yankees. Luis Medina. Um, Orioles, they're losing right now 3-0 to the Angels.
Oh, hey, I'll take it.
It's early in the game though, but they're losing 3-0.
Okay,
So
so I'll be playing in LA.
LA and Mike Trout's got a home run. Okay, no surprise. They're playing. Yeah, they are playing in LA. Yeah.
Cool, 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 cool.
Um,
All right.
Donnie thinks Volpe should be hitting in the 9 spot. Uh,
Mm,
why do you say that? I mean,
who's saying
I could see him driving and taking, but what's uh what's your logic behind the 9 spot?
Volpe should be hitting in the ninth spot? I respectfully got to disagree with that.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
let's
This
see Joel's lineup here: Verdugo, Soto, Judge, Stanton, Rizzo, Volpe, Torres. Well, I'm okay with that.
I'd probably go.
I'm okay with this lineup.
I'd probably swap Wells and Cabrera. I'd go Cabrera 8th and then.
Oh
Well,
yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right. But I think that'll be the only swap. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Verdugo. I think he could lead off. I think he'd be fine. I think he'd be fine. That's a solid lineup right there, Consigliere. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, yeah, I feel bad for Trout too. I mean, I wish he would be on a better team. I really do. It's
I really like Trout, man.
what's that?
I really like Mike Trout.
I
I
love him. He's fantastic.
like that guy.
He's a classy guy. He's a pro. And I just wish he was on a better team. I really do. I like to
Hmm.
see him in the playoffs. He's a guy that's if he's on TV, I got to watch him. Like he's one of those guys, and he's definitely. I think he could retire right now and go into the Hall of Fame. So, my personal opinion. But
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
mhm.
100%, man. Um, you know, and this is like Joel said here. You have to admire his loyalty.
He's
You know,
right.
he's absolutely right. And then Ken is saying here that the Rays, Jays, and Sox have all lost tonight. Which okay, hey, you know what? I will take
I'll
that.
take it. Damn right. I'll take it too.
Yeah.
I think Opie would be really good at the 9 spot with the lineup. Well, with the lineup turning over, yeah. I mean, I want to put him in a position to also drive in runs. Like I want to make sure that the guys hitting in front of him are having opportunities to get on base too, so that Volpe can be productive in both ways. Because he
Yeah,
can hit single or a double, and then if he's on, he can steal bases and let the guys in behind him drive him in too. So I think it's I want to put him in a position where he can maximize the skill set on both sides.
I think he ought to be in the sixth spot. I mean that's ideal in my opinion for
Yeah,
Volpe.
yeah. It's you know it's. I think with his skill set, and again, he's got speed. Now we have once we get Birdie back too, you got two guys who can be legitimate stolen base threats, and I want to spread those two guys out in the lineup where he's playing and Volpe. So one guy in the first half and the other guy in the second half, or something like that, so that they both can be stealing bases and causing havoc on the base paths. So, but if Birdie's in the lineup, they might want to consider batting him leadoff too on occasion. No, I think so. But yeah, and Ken, Trout doesn't want to be traded. Yeah, I respect that. I respect him. He's gonna go. He's gonna ride or die with his team, man. I respect that. But if he does get traded, I can see him going to the Phillies because he's a Jersey player.
Where is the Angels in the standings right now? I'm just curious.
The Angels in the standings are. Let me pull them up. Let's see. Standings, AL West. The Angels are in third place, 9-14.
Okay.
Texas is in first, 12-11. Then Seattle's 11-11. Cleveland Indians are 17-6. Baltimore is 15-7. The Yankees are 16-8. Atlanta's 15-6. Milwaukee's 14-8, and the Dodgers are 14-11. Those are the division leaders.
Yeah. Well, looks like Yamamoto is working out for him.
Yeah, so far, no. It's not. Yeah. I think, like I said, I think he'll be fine, but I wouldn't have levied that much hype on him. Personally. So.
I mean, if there's any hype on any Japanese pitcher at the moment, it's freaking Shota Imanaga.
Yeah. Yeah, he's quietly been very good.
Very good. He's been very good for the Cubs. Yeah. So,
Hawaiian wants to know, do I bench Glaber when Birdie comes back?
Can he play second?
Yeah, he can.
Okay.
He can play. I think second, third, and first. So
I know he definitely plays third.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's a guy. I wouldn't bench him every day, but we need guys like Birdie and DJ to be here. We can give guys like Torres and Rizzo rest on a regular basis. So I think Birdie and DJ, once they come back, it gives the Yankees lineup more flexibility.
So, 100%. 100%.
Which is why I think there's a reason why they're not sitting players right now. They're not comfortable with the bench that they have right now with all the injuries to the guys that are on the bench too. So I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Jahmai Jones would be on the bench right now if he's only on the bench just because, like you said, all these guys are hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is with these injuries, you can't predict it. Unfortunately, you just don't know when it's going to happen. That's not anyone's fault. When these players get hurt, because some fans are just like, man, can we just have a healthy season? It's like, actually, no, we can't. Unfortunately, we cannot. It's just reality. And it's not the Yankees just dealing with injuries. This is another thing that fans need to understand. Every team is dealing with injuries, and I'm sure some fans are going to be like, well, who cares about other teams? Well, it's like, well, I'm trying to put things in perspective here.
Yeah.
Like, there's teams that have it way worse than the Yankees as far as injuries go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Boston just lost Trevor Story, their starting shortstop for the whole season.
Yeah, and that was a guy the Yankees were looking to sign at one point, but I'm glad they didn't because I was just like, nah, he's asking for too much money. He's injury prone, and here we are 2 years later.
Yep.
So,
and I think Bieber's out for the season. There's a lot of people that are out, key contributors to teams that are out for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Ken, DJ had some soreness in his foot. So then as a precaution, they pulled him out, and they're going to, I guess, probably run some tests tomorrow and see what, hopefully it's nothing significant. So, and Giolito too, Boston. Yep, that's true too. Boston also lost Lucas Giolito, who they just signed to like $18 million a year. Tommy John. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we got good reports a couple days ago that that DJ was feeling good, but I'm not surprised. Today was his first game in a long time. I'm not surprised that there's soreness in his foot, to be honest with you. So I hope it's just soreness. I hope it's no, injury and so on. So Stephen B, it looks like Hampton's out for the year. He's got UCL. He's getting Tommy John. So
Hampton, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And it's very unfortunate. But Warren's healthy, Beater's healthy, so a lot of the Yankee pitchers are healthy, which is good.
I
But
think at some point, you mentioned Beater. I think he gets called up along with Cody Poteet.
yeah, I think they get called up in the very near future.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I particularly want to see Clayton Beater. That's
Beater.
the guy that I've been wanting to see for a long time. I mean, we got a taste of him during spring training. I loved what I saw from him. Perfect
I,
bullpen.
yeah. Him, Luke Weaver, right? And like once JT Brubaker comes here, they're gonna have
Mhm.
3 guys who could be reliable, like spot starters, long relief guys. So and they could throw them multiple days a week, which would be a huge asset for the Yankees to have. I can't remember they had this many guys who could do that. I can't remember the last time they had it. Now they have it. So
Yeah, I remember Jason. I remember so many. There was some fans that were crapping on the Luke Weaver signing, and I'm like, yo, can you guys just like wait it out? Like y'all don't understand. Cashman is very good at finding these types of pitchers.
yep.
I don't think, and of course they're not going to give Cashman credit because they only want to focus on the bad things Cashman does, but never on the good. But they act like Cashman never does anything great, or other GMs do. Other GMs are 100% perfect because they never make any mistakes. God forbid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we deal with so many people who love to trash Brian Cashman, so it's just
Yeah,
a rite of passage for so many people.
yeah,
But Ken, and for those that don't know, like, and we mentioned this before, but Will Warren, there's a deadline in May, mid-May or late May, that allows the Yankees to get an extra year of service time on Warren. So I don't see Will Warren being called up before that. But if the pitching keeps holding up, there is really no need to bring up Warren at this point. Let him continue to develop in AAA. So, but
yeah. No. Jack's comment.
blame Cashman for Jason trolls. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's
Dude,
funny. It's funny how we get so many trolls. Huh?
yeah. Oh, it's a trend, dude. Hey, anything bad happens to me, like if it starts raining or snowing, I blame Cashman.
Blame Cashman, dude. Yeah.
That's the
Lightning,
man.
tornado happened in Oklahoma today.
Yeah,
Cashman's fault, dude.
yeah.
Totally.
I got kicked in the leg. I blame Cashman.
Cashman, yeah, dude. He's a bum. Yeah. 5-0 Angels now. All right. Yeah, keep piling those Orioles, man. Keep
Let's
piling them
go.
on. Let's go. I love it.
Oh,
I
I
want to
love
start
it.
the clocks. Yeah, Donnie, I don't start the clocks. I just take it week by week, series by series, right? And if that's what you're referring to, but to me, it's just I enjoy it while it's here, and then make adjustments as we need to go along. But I don't say like the Yankees are a playoff team right now. They're done. Like it's way too early to be ruling teams out of the postseason. So that's crazy to me. And this is why I don't really like to do that. I don't like to live 6 months ahead, especially when it's these guys that are playing. So
Yeah, it's a
Yankees,
long.
I agree, Donnie. I agree. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just saying it's a long freaking season.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and you're right, Donnie. The Yankees don't want to start the clock on Will Warren yet. They don't need to. They really don't need to, especially if you have Brubaker. This is one reason I think that Cashman's stockpiling arms, like Brubaker and Poteet and Weaver, to make it easier to keep developing guys like Warren and Beater, right?
Hmm.
So, and they'll be ready when the time comes. Yeah, exactly, Carl. Except the White Sox, they're out of the play. The White Sox are I think they're 3-22 or something like that. So
You know,
that's
they could they those guys could go kick rocks. They're kind of getting what they deserve, especially after their absurd ask from the Yankees for
Cease.
for Dylan Cease. Listen, I've said this before. I think Dylan Cease he's a good pitcher. I really think he is, but they were treating this guy like he was like some sort of elite pitcher. Although he's pitching well for San Diego, which is fine, but there's no way I'm giving up Spencer Jones or Jason Dominguez or Chase Ham.
No, or both of them. We're not talking about Bob Gibson. We're talking about Dylan Cease. So and yes, he's good, like you said too. But our number one and number two, or number one and number three prospects for him, that's kind of nuts.
Hmm.
So I wish him well in San Diego. He's pitching well. Good for him. I hope he's part of the reason that the Dodgers don't go to the World Series, right? So I hope he contributes shutting those guys down. So I'll be rooting for them when they play the Dodgers. So,
Hmm.
but again, well, yeah, I mean, this is the adjustment too, right, Ken? Jackson Holliday was hitting over 560 in Norfolk. He's up here. He's 1 for 30 in majors right
Yeah,
now.
and
Just
you're not going to crap on Jackson Holiday, right? He's still, he literally just came up to the major league level, and I know he plays for a rival team, but I'm still wanting to see what this guy does. You know,
yeah,
I'm excited to
I
see what he's going to do.
yeah, he's going to be good. He just needs time to adjust. I mean, he's a
Yeah,
rookie. He's like 20, if he's 20, maybe 19. So
looks
he
like
was,
he's 15, but
yeah, he looks like he does look like he's 15.
seriously,
Like, my God. Um, but yeah, I mean, he's proven, like, you put him down to AAA, he'll go back to batting 500 again. So he just needs to make that adjustment to get a major league ready. So in due time, and looks like he's on a good team they can produce around him while he develops, so that there's no extra pressure on him like there
yeah,
was this year with Volpe. So it's he's in a good spot there. He's in a good,
yeah,
and again, Baltimore, you're not dealing with the Hornets nest like you were at the Yankees in New York. You're in Baltimore, so yeah,
fact.
a good
Yeah,
spot for him to beat it. Yeah.
yeah. The thing is, you already know, Jason, when you make that transition from single A, double A, triple A to the majors, like each level is different. The game changes a lot. I'm sure you've met some guys in your life or some guys that played baseball, and I'm sure you've known some guys that made it to the minor leagues but didn't exactly make it as far as they have wanted to. My brother knew a guy who played in I forget which organization, but he made it to their and couldn't make it out. You know, I mean, it's tough, man. It is so tough, and because as you know, once you make it to that major league level, it changes dramatically. You know,
Hmm.
you're not your numbers are not going to be what it is in the minors. It dramatically changes. The competition dramatically changes.
It's very true. This is interesting. The
Hmm.
men's one interesting. Drew Pomeranz, lefty pitcher. He just opted for free agency and is no longer with the Dodgers. I
What
think he'll get scooped up pretty quickly, Pomeranz.
what
Um,
position is he?
He's a pitcher, left-handed pitcher.
He
Uh,
could be looking for the Yankees.
yeah, I mean,
They get everybody else from the Dodgers, so
yeah, I know.
yeah.
Well, let's pull up Drew's stats here. He's 35. He's old. He's 35 years old, but he's 1-0 with a 1.75 ERA. He already has 30 strikeouts. So,
I mean, maybe
um,
the Yankees could pick him up on the cheap or something if the Yankees are looking for more pitching, which Brian Cashman.
interesting, because it says 3 days ago he re-signed with the Dodgers on a minor league deal. But if he's opted now for free agency, he could be somebody worth looking into. Could be.
Yeah.
Jacob, what's up, my man? Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, does have some injury history. Yes, he does. He would be a guy that could be, maybe a middle relief guy, a long relief, or something like that. I mean, and in Matt Blake, I trust. Matt Blake will get something out of him.
Dude, Matt
And
Blake getting out of everybody, like
yeah,
in that pitching staff, man. It's like
like
you get
he
Matt. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
almost had a 6 ERA when he was with Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and he had mid two in the first 2 seasons with the Yankees. Now he's got a 0 ERA. So
Yeah. I mean, Clay Holmes, man. If he's going to try and make a case this year, because after this year he's going to be a free agent. So it'll be interesting to see what the Yankees do, what kind of contract he'll demand, unless they sign it to an extension.
and now's the right time to be this good. So
Yeah.
the contract year. There will be teams that would be interested in paying a lot of money for him if he continues to play like this. So, um, I will say. I mean, I hope that the Yankees consider keeping him around if he's this good. And I really do. He's figured out how to do it in New York. So, which is good to me. That's comforting. To me, that's comforting. Michael Ryan, what's good? What's good? So the the Pirates are looking to trade Aroldis Chapman already. Nah, he being sarcastic. Yeah, definitely no reunion there.
Yeah,
Aroldis
let's bring back Chapman. Let's bring back the players that did nothing for us.
let him go to the Mets. Let him go to the Mets.
Yeah, he could go to that dumpster fire.
Oh god, yeah, Spencer Jones back in there. He had a stiff neck last week, so he missed 3 games. He hit like a moonshot over the center field wall today, a little while ago. Absolute nuclear bomb, Spencer Jones. So I'm very excited about him. Very excited about Spencer Jones. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Yes, they did, Joseph. The bats woke on. They woke up for an inning, but I'll take that over not waking up at all. Honestly.
Yeah.
I'll take it over not waking up at all. I'll take that progress. And some of the right guys hit. Soto got hit. Stanton got one. Judge got one. Rizzo got one. Like NFE said earlier, the top of the lineup has not been performing recently, with the exception of Soto. Today, that was a different story. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. And again, this team this isn't a team like last year where they would lose 20 out of 24. Like, this is a different team, and I can't see that happening with this team, which to me is also reassuring and comforting. What do you think about that, Anthony? What's your take?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think the 2024 Yankees. I think this is a much different team than where it was last year. Again, the only issue that I'm having right now is just the bats. But they could need to perform better. There's no, I mean, I can't deny they need to perform better, but I'm not gonna overreact, because to how the bats are doing. I mean, all things considered, they are 16. They have 16. What? 16-7, right?
Yankees 16-8.
Sorry, 16-8. So I'll take 16-8. I will take 16-8 right now.
Oh,
The way the fans were reacting during spring training when Cole got hurt, they were writing the season off like, it's going to be another bad year.
5th place team, 4th place Yankees, all this stuff.
Yeah. It's like so.
Especially if we don't get Yamamoto, man. We need to get Roki Sasaki last year. How many times have we heard that? Like,
oh my God, yeah. I'm not gonna. You know what? No, it's nothing against Japanese players, but in all honesty, I think the Yankees should just go after the Latino players.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly.
Japanese. I mean, I would go after maybe a Japanese bat more than I would go after a Japanese pitcher. But
yeah, pitchers don't always work out.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Bednar from the Pirates. I don't know if he's going to be available. In all honesty, but if the Pirates stick around and try to compete, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, if you're talking about Garrett Crochet from the White Sox, he's a guy I would look into. I know, people want the A's closer after what he did to us. He made us look like little leaguers last night. That Mason Miller, I think his name is. He made us look like little leaguers. He mowed through Volpe, Soto, and Judge, I think it was. He just
I mean, as much criticism as the A's get, I mean, you know what? They got some pitching.
Yeah.
Their pitching is actually not that bad.
No. I mean, Paul Blackburn was solid. I mean, aside from he was the first A's pitcher to have his first 3 games scoreless. He had an ERA before today, and the Yankees hit him hard today. But like, Paul Blackburn's one of their top pitchers. JP Sears pitched well yesterday, so they have some people. So what? Yeah, according to the big brain Yankee fans writing hateful crap, we need to get Snell, Montgomery, and Hader. How they were? Yeah, we heard that a lot, right? We heard a lot that, and we needed to get Roki. We needed to get Yamamoto. So, yeah.
Yeah, Hader. Yeah, I know certain individuals wanted Josh Hader, and they were willing to give this guy $100 million. I'm not paying $20 million for a freaking
for a
Yeah.
freaking closer. No thanks.
No, thank you. And then Tanaka and Matsui did work out a couple nights. You're right about that. You're right about that. So they're the two. I mean, Tanaka, Matsui, Hiroki Kuroda also worked out for the Yankees, but he didn't come here from Korea. I think it was Korean. He came from the Dodgers. He signed here as a free agent after he played with the Dodgers. Kuroda was fantastic here.
Yeah.
Chen Ming Wong too. When he was here, Chen Ming Wong was fantastic.
Yeah, Tanaka though, unfortunately, I feel like after his injury, he wasn't really the same again, you know.
He wasn't. He was good, but he wasn't dominant. Like, he tore his UCL, partially torn. He
Yeah.
never got Jimmy John, so he was kind of never the same, but he was still good. And he was a classy Yankee. He was a good teammate, so he was a pretty good pitcher, regardless of the fact. So, but he wasn't a bust like Keigawa. So
Eigawa was terrible.
Keigawa was like, I can't even. I can't. Like, my God. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, Buckeye, man. There we go. It's a volcano in Java. We gotta blame Cashman, man. Good.
Oh boy.
It's a lot, Cashman. Appreciate it. Bum. And I'm with you. I'm with you too. I like Poteet too, man. He really showed us quite a bit. He showed us quite. Oh yeah, Rabu. Rabu. I mean, based on his expectation, they considered him this thing, but he was actually, and I'm gonna pull up his stats here. Hideki. Rob. By the way, for those that don't know, he hung himself a couple years ago. He's no longer with us.
Was it a couple years ago?
What's that?
Was it? You said a couple years ago?
2011. So it was like 13 years ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, that.
He did hang himself. He was 34 and 35 with a 5.15 ERA. So, but he was 13 and 9 and 11 and 7 with the Yankees, and then I guess they traded him to Montreal after that, and then he played with Texas for a year. So he was 13 and 9 with a 4.06 ERA, 11 and 7 with a 4.84 ERA. So, but he did come over here being panned as the Japanese Nolan Ryan, and that never happened. So,
the way his life ended, though, man.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Sad.
Terrible. Very sad. Very sad. But he, Billy, yeah. Keigawa was a reactionary signing. Yep. If the Red Sox got Daisuke Matsuzaka, and that was a big miss by the Boston Red Sox too. Matsuzaka wasn't really good with the Red Sox either. There's an earthquake in Taiwan too. Damn, Cashman, you gotta stop doing this to us, dude. Jesus, natural disaster left and right, man. But yeah, I mean, Joseph Stroman. Look, I'll take that all day from Stroman. I mean, he almost got through 6. I think it was 5 2/3, 3 runs. He held them down when you needed to hold them down. He preserved the lead. So, and Marinaccio came in and got the guy. He left 2 guys on and got him out. And so I credit to the bullpen today. Bullpen held him down. They held the lead down, and they kept it. I'll take it. I will take it, man. But yeah, well, Donnie, and do you agree with this, NFE too? Where is it? Wells is the future for the Yankees, not Trevino.
Look, I mean, Trevino's been playing. He's been hot, right? He's been playing well. Wells, I think he just needs more. I think he needs more playing time. I know. I was having this conversation with Ken. We were kind of going back and forth, and how much I value Ken's input. He was saying to send Wells back down and maybe call Narvaez, but I don't know if that's I don't know if that's the solution, because I don't think it's going to be useful for Wells to get back down to AAA and then call up Narvaez. I mean, Narvaez is essentially, it's going to be the same thing. He's kind of like another Trevino almost.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's batting 200 at AAA. Narvaez. So
I'd have to look it up, but
I think a couple home runs. But aside from that,
I don't. Wells being I think Wells will be. I think he'll be part of the future. Trevino, in the long run, he's not going to be on the Yankees team.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Wells and somebody else. Who that is, I don't know. But the Yankees have a plethora of catchers. So
Next time, bro. Next time, sir. Always got to have you on.
good night, Joe.
Have a good one, my friend. And we'll wrap it up in a minute too. But I think you're right. Like, we were spoiled by Jorge Posada. Like,
Oh yeah, we were.
and I liked Brian McCann too. Unfortunately, they traded him after a couple of seasons. So Narvaez batting 243. Okay. I don't know if it's enough to justify sending Austin Wells down though. But that's
I
good.
think more playing time.
I do think Wells needs more playing time. I agree with you there. I'd play him more because his bat would play more than Trevino's bat. I think if we have more playing time.
Yeah, he's got a hot bat. I mean, and again, who Trevino is not. He's been playing well. I like what I'm seeing from Trevino, but he's in the long run, he's not going to be a part of the Yankees' future.
True.
So it's going to be Wells and somebody else. Who Mike Stanley. I remember him.
Yeah, Jeff, that's a good one. That's a good one. Mike Stanley, fantastic.
That was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know who the other catcher is going to be. But like I said, the Yankees have a plethora of catchers right now.
They do. We were spoiled with Girardi too. He played it for a couple of years, but he was good too. I mean, they transitioned from him to Posada.
Mhm.
So Posada was Girardi's backup. But Girardi did his thing for a couple of years here. So, and he wasn't known as a hitter, but he was good with the Yankees. And Posada, I think I'm surprised that he didn't get more consideration for the Hall of Fame. Posada. I'm surprised that him and Pettit didn't get more consideration for the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I really am, but but yeah, I mean, Ken, just like Trent Grisham, he needs at bats too. So Trent Grisham needs at bats up here to play well, and he's our fourth outfielder. So, but it's true. I mean, he's got to get him with the big club, Ken. They got to figure out a way to do it. Whether it's him and Trevino or Narvaez, they have to figure out the catching situation. So, but there's so many options, like you said, Iffy, that I don't know if there's going to be somebody like Jorge Posada who's just going to represent the guy for a long period of time. I don't know if we have the guy in the system yet. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of promise with the catchers that they have. There's a lot of potential there. I mean, they have Ben Rice, they have Augustino Ramirez, they have Narvaez, you have Luis Torrens. Yeah, so I don't know what the Yankees are going to do. I'm glad it all makes sense why they have all these catching prospects, because that was an area that they were lacking in at one point. So I'm glad that they have a plethora of catchers. Where they're lacking, I think, as far as the minor league system goes, is first base. But you could put Ben Rice there. You could put Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones. Rumfield is another one. Yeah, and I've been hearing that Rumfield's been playing extremely well down in the minors.
Mm-hmm. We have some guys, but I would like for them. I hope that they decide on what position to play Spencer Jones at, and just kind of go with it. And I don't know. I don't know whether it's going to be first base or because I don't know how they're going to do it if they're in the outfield. Him and Dominguez. I don't know how they would make that work.
With Jones and Dominguez.
Yeah, unless you do that once Aaron Judge moves over to DH, and you have Juan Soto out there. Then you can do it easier, but that's going to be a couple of years from now.
Yeah, I think the game plan is definitely to have Dominguez and Jones playing together. I feel like that's going to happen. So there could be because Judge is slowly getting up there in age, right? Like slowly, like he's in his prime, but I could see where you have Jones play first base, and then you have Dominguez play the outfield with Judge and Soto. But then there's times where Judge could easily transition to the DH spot, and then you could put Soto in the outfield, and you have for first base. So they have options. I mean, Yankees have a lot of options. They have a lot of potential there, and it's just like I'm excited to see who comes up in these next couple of years. But the one guy, and I know you've mentioned him, and a lot of people, and a few folks have mentioned him, was Caleb Durbin.
Durbin, yep,
I
yep,
really see him.
yeah. He's another one. Like they got a lot of guys, man. They really have a lot of guys. He could be a leadoff. He could be a leadoff guy too. Um, I one of my biggest questions after this year is who's going to be taking over for Torres after this year if they don't re-sign him.
I mean, I think it seems like, I mean, I would say that Vivas is probably the obvious choice.
Could be.
I don't want to say obvious, but he's definitely an option. And he has some years of control, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Vivas, he's got like 5 years of control.
Yeah, so I mean, you could easily plug him in there.
He's 22. He's 22.
22, exactly. Maybe he's an option, right? Vivas is one option.
Yep.
I know people thinking in the future, right down the line. I know this is kind of an unpopular opinion, but maybe they say if you bring Arias up and he plays shortstop and you move Volpe to second. Because if you move Volpe to second, he's easily one of the top second basemen. Like if you move him to that position,
his skill set translates well to second base.
Yeah, I think, and people are just like, well, why are we writing Volpe off? It's like it's not writing him off. You're still keeping him on the team. You're just moving him, and I think he's better suited. To say that he's a bad shortstop, he's just better suited as a second baseman.
He's got to go up at shortstop, and they can never take that away from him.
He does, yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying he's bad, but supposedly Arias is like on a different level.
Yeah, Arias is on another level. He's apparently rated higher defensively than Oswald Peraza, and Peraza is rated at major league elite level. Like that's saying a lot.
I heard the thing.
Yeah, I mean that's serious. And I mean Arias is 19, so he's younger. But the way he's playing right now, they have him pegged for 2026. So, there's a lot of exciting possibilities with the Yankees moving forward. And they also have guys like where they're super deep at shortstop and the infield. One of these guys could be a trade piece, right, for a big pitcher or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
they're not all the guys in the minor leagues are gonna make it.
Yeah.
At some point, either they're gonna get DFA'd or traded. I mean, we understand that, but if they do call up any of these young guys, I mean, fans also need to temper their expectations because you're gonna have to go through these growing pains with the young guys. So we've talked about this, how some Yankees fans they get so impatient when these young guys don't play well, and it's just like, this guy's a bust. DFA him, send him back down to the minors. It's like it takes time for these guys to develop, as you know. But okay, do you want them spending millions of dollars or develop young talent?
Yeah, and this is one of the things that this is where Hal differs from George. George was willing to trade people to get the expensive players here, and it worked to a degree, but it did work to a degree. When he was banned from baseball for those 2.5 years, that's when they drafted Jeter, signed like Posada, Rivera. That's when the core four was formulated.
Yeah.
And George also wanted to trade Jeter and Rivera at some point too, and Hal talked him out of it. So
asinine.
Yeah, and thank you, Hal, for talking him out of it. Thank you for doing it. But yeah, that's he was banned from baseball. And for those that don't know, why he was banned from baseball? Because he hired a bookie to try to get information to smear Dave Winfield's reputation, because him and Winfield clashed quite a bit. And he tried to smear Dave Winfield. He was busted, and then he got banned. He actually got banned for life, but he was reinstated after about 2.5 years. Which is crazy. It's true. It's true. But again, it's a different game now. I don't know how well Steinbrenner would be today doing what he did back in the day. Like, because he gets compared a lot to Steve Cohen, right, from the Mets, throwing the money out, being aggressive. Well, how's that work for the Mets? Hasn't. Yeah,
It's down.
it hasn't. So, will he learn from his mistakes? Hopefully, but it just goes to show you it's a younger players' game. You got to develop players, and you got to get them. You need good athletes here.
Yeah.
So,
And I think Hal understands that.
yeah, and it's again, it's a different, it's a different industry. It's a different business. Like they have all these other things now that they didn't really have to a degree when Steinbrenner was here. From the luxury tax levels to all these other things, that the revenue sharing component isn't as significant as it was, as before. So
Mhm.
Cashman didn't. Who gave him credit for the core four? CWA. I don't know who gave him. People gave Gene Michael all the credit, and he didn't even draft them all. Brian Sabian was part of that drafting process. Those people don't know that. I give Cashman credit for the moves he did when he became GM. Like I always ask, will the core four have won without David Wells, without El Duque, without Scott Brocious? I doubt it.
Yeah, that was all Cashman right there.
Cashman also
Yep.
brought in David Justice, Roger Clemens.
Chuck once upon a time when he was good, good.
Knobloch. He brought in CC. He brought in Burnett. He brought in Teixeira.
Teixeira.
Dominguez. Like these are all Cashman people, all of them. So no, I'm not worried about Judge CWA.
Yeah, like
You watch him. He's noticing pitches better. He had a solid hit today. He seems to be coming around with his timing, but I'm not worried about Judge personally. CWA.
I'm not worried about Judge either. I think he's going to come around and the whole thing with Cashman, like I said, I don't bash the guy. I don't, I'm like you, Jason. I'm not going to bash him, right? But when I have said yes, he has made mistakes. I don't always agree with his decisions, but he's always made good decisions too.
Sure. And I think it's important to give him credit for both sides. You can criticize him for the bad, but you give him credit for the new. That doesn't make us Cashman lackeys, okay, or Cashman lovers, like so many people call me. But when the moves are good, they're good, right? So, and why? What's wrong with giving him credit for it? I mean, if people get butthurt about that, that's on them, right? So,
I know. Well, there was a troll that was asking me why do you think Boone is a great manager? I was like, I never said Boone was a great manager.
Is that the same guy that came on here and that was on stream too?
Yeah.
I know.
I'm like, dude, you don't you start somewhat attacking me, and it's just like, all right, you don't even know me. We've never spoken.
Yep.
I was like, however you want to cover your insecurity, dude, that's okay, bro. That's okay. But I never said Boone was a great manager. I said Boone is, to me, he's an all right manager, right? He's not the best. He's not the worst.
True. It's true. Again, he's had some good times here. He's had some not so good times here.
Yeah. I don't agree with his decision making. I don't. But sometimes, sometimes he makes decisions because he has no other choice.
Yep.
And if you're given last year, I hate to keep going back, but it's like if you give the guy a garbage roster, I'm sorry, but don't expect don't sit there and tell me that Torre and Girardi would have done any better. Because would the Yankees be satisfied with 84 wins? Fans? No. So
no matter who the manager is. Yeah. You could put Osmus in here. You could put Kevin Cash.
Absolutely.
People call for those guys. If they won the same amount of games, they'd be calling for Madden's head. They'd be calling for Cash's head. Osmus's head. Same thing.
I'm like Ken's comment over here that he says to me.
You have to. Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. You got to blame him, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, Donnie. Cashman had a good offseason. Yes, he did.
An excellent offseason.
Let's bring back Joe. The problem with Joe Torre, Joseph, is he's like 90. right? Or 88 years. He's old. So, but Joe Torre was great when he was here. But let's keep in mind, I said this the other day, he also inherited the core four entering their prime.
Yeah. And this is where I give Boone credit because he was, this was a guy who didn't really have any managerial experience, but he understands the game of baseball because he and his family have been involved in the sport for a
Yep.
very long time. But, the 2018 team, it was it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad, but he still took him to the postseason. Didn't turn out great. 2019, he took him to the ALCS. But unfortunately they got eliminated. 2020, I'm not going to even count. 2021, it was a so-so year for the Yankees. I didn't really expect them to really do much. Even though I was still rooting for them as always. 2022, a great first half. The second half they just collapsed.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's Boone. I don't want to say that's Boone. Who knows what happened that year. And in 2023, unfortunately, he wasn't given a great roster.
Yeah, and to Joseph's point here too, like they respect Joe
Yeah.
Torre. Well, first off, nobody on the Yankees team played for Joe Torre. Nobody. So, but would I be surprised they respect him? No. He had a great career as a player, manager. He's a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it. But the people on this team respect Aaron Boone, right? And he has their back, and they appreciate that. And they have his back. So, and people that matter the most, like Judge and Cole, they went to bat for him. They went to bat for
Yeah,
him.
if Judge and Cole are saying we like Boone, then nobody else's opinion matters.
Yeah, and again,
Straight up.
It's that's yeah. I mean, CWE Boone only gets the credit for me if he takes Yankees to the World Series. That's the bare minimum. Well, this is the first time he's had a roster that's worthy of a deep run in the playoffs. We'll see how he does. I hope
This
so.
is the best roster he's had so far as a manager.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where I give Boone credit because he didn't have necessarily the best of teams, but he somehow, some way made it work.
ALCS, 2-3 times already?
Huh?
Went to ALCS like 2 or 3 times already with the team.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
And it's crazy because like if you timeline it, Girardi came in 2009, right? It was
2008, I think.
2008, right? Yeah.
Came in 08, yeah. And they didn't
go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They didn't go to playoffs, and then they brought in, he had the core four. But he also brought in CC, Burnett, Teixeira, Marte, Swisher. He had the biggest free agent class ever in the history of the Yankees, and they won the World Series. Good for them.
Right.
Good for him. But after that, he never won one.
Yep.
Had
True.
same guys.
It's true. And then with Torre,
What's that?
with Joe Torre, I mean, they won 4 out of 5. They won in 96, 98, 99, 2000. But then after 2000, it was a dry spell.
Mm-hmm.
So, it happens.
CWE, nobody said LCS is the standard. But with the rosters that he had, that's where they got. And there's no guarantee that Girardi or Torre would have taken him to the World Series with the rosters that they have. Okay, we know that World Series is always a standard here, but it doesn't mean everybody can take him there. And I will stand by it because I don't think Girardi would have taken any of these teams to the World Series, and neither would have Torre.
Nope.
So, they should have won in 2017. Well, that was the Astros cheating year, right? So that was that. Yeah.
2019, supposedly.
Yeah,
well.
it was an epic cheating scandal, and MLB let them get away with it. They screwed a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost 6 straight ALCS in 2000. Yeah, well, that's okay. They've been to 6 of them since 2009. Okay. All right. But again, how many World Series after 2009 did Joe Girardi take them to?
Zilch, 0, nada.
0. So it just goes to show you that it's not as easy as people think. It's not. And the games, more athletic teams are getting better. When you have a crappy team like a decade, and all of a sudden you get the top 3 draft pick like 10 years in a row, your team's going to be good. The Yankees draft in the bottom of the rounds every single year in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Orioles have gotten the number 1 to number 2, number 3 pick like 7 years in a row. The Adley Rushman was number 1, Jackson Holliday was number 1. So they got a bowl of top picks. And now they have a dynamic young nucleus. That's what happened with the Tampa Bay Rays too. So times are different, yeah. So would they have had Joey Cora over Boone? I doubt it. What would Joey Cora have done? Boone won the interview process, so they clearly liked what Boone was bringing, so they preferred him. And that's where they're at now. And hopefully, they win the World Series with him. I think a lot of fans will forgive him after that.
I know Boone, I know this is his final year. I know he has an option for 2025, but I have a feeling, this might be his last year.
It might be. Yeah.
Possibly, I'm if I had to predict.
If they have an early exit in the playoffs, I think he could be his last year. If they make a deep run, I guess he's better 50.
If there's an argument to be made there.
What's that?
I guess if he took him deep into the playoffs, there's an argument to be made there that he could be.
Yeah, I do agree. And then again, I think he's got a better than 50-50 chance of staying if he takes him to the LCS or the World Series, especially the World Series. So, but we'll see. It just still remains to be seen. They weren't pegged as the World Series favorites right now. The Dodgers and the Orioles were. So, with the Dodgers moves, people are guaranteed they're handing them the title. They're like, let me go deliver it to your house right now, Dave Roberts. And they were also given, handing the Orioles the World Series title. So, but the World Series is not won in April. They got to play the whole season. So, we'll see. We will see. You see, again, CW, you're wasting time with these arguments. Bullpen Yankees manager 6 seasons, no pennants, no World Series appearances, no World Championships. Girardi was in the 2nd season. He had the core 4, and he had the biggest free agent class in history of the Yankees. Boone has had neither.
So I was going to say, might as well just go back to the 80s and talk about what the Yankees didn't do in the 80s as well. So
yeah, exactly. They stunk in the 80s.
Yeah, big time.
Fucking terrible. But that's why these comparisons don't make any sense. Given Girardi, if Girardi didn't have that team, he wouldn't have won the World Series.
No.
If he didn't have CC and Teixeira and Burnett, he wouldn't have gone to the World Series. There's no way. No way. So it's kind of a pointless comparison. I mean, it really is. I understand where you're going with it, but it's still it's an unfair comparison in my opinion because Boone never inherited the roster that Girardi inherited. Ever. He never inherited the roster that Torre inherited, ever. So that matters. It really does matter. But then that's just my take. And if you say, everybody's entitled to different takes.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
And this is what, again, makes conversations good. We can agree on it, we can disagree on it, and we share different perspectives. It elevates the conversation. So it's good to have. And I'm not going to block people for having differing opinions or, bash people for having different opinions.
Yeah, I just don't, obviously if it's a completely outrageous take, I'll say something, but I can't stand those that, they stop talking to you or they unsubscribe from you or act like you're not there just because you asked them a question or you don't agree with what they said and you give your own take because God forbid if you have your own opinion you're all of a sudden this guy's a bad guy, unsubscribe. It's like, all right, well, sayonara, see you later, bye.
There's a reason why I have so many trolls because I'm in their heads. Again, and Don, this is a great point. Torrey had George Steinbrenner, so did George Girardi. Boone did not have he never had him. It's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Mhm.
That's a good point, man. So, but yeah, people are always entitled to their opinions. We know that, Donnie, right? We have heated discussions here, but again, like we don't go trashing people, don't go blocking. The only time we block people is if they're disrespectful to the people in the chat or disrespectful to people in the streams. That's when we block people.
Yeah,
And
I've had to do that to a few folks on one of my streams about a month ago. It was just like uncalled for. I was like, "Are you serious, man?
yeah,
Like, really?"
yes, people earlier on this stream,
Yeah,
you said you have all these connections on the inside. The same people trolling for that channel who says they have connections all the time. So, um, it happened again today. It was like 3 of them. And you collab with that channel. No, I don't. I don't collab with any channels. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I worry, I'll do stuff with you. I'll do stuff, but I don't do a regular collaboration with a big channel. So we do our own thing. And if he does his own thing, that's how we roll, man.
yeah.
And
Well, it's
no,
funny because I had a troll in one of my live streams. It was the same thing, Jason. They're like, "Who do you work for?" I said, "I work for myself, and I work with other content creators."
yeah, yeah. That's it. We have a mind of our own. That's
Yeah.
and we treat people how, yeah, exactly, Don. You treat people how we want to be treated. We treat people with respect, and if people push us, we'll push them back. But we're not going to be a-holes to people. Like it's just it's not fair. It's pointless. So, and that's like NFA mind. We don't send people to go troll other people's channels.
Uh,
Like that's beyond childish. Like it's, what is the point? What are you trying to accomplish? That's not no. You got all these people, calling themselves alpha males and blah blah blah. I'm like, what? Why you have to call yourself that? Like, what's the point? But somebody asked who the pitching matchups are. Tomorrow, Yankees. Let's see, we got
Schmidt, right?
what's that?
Schmidt tomorrow.
Joe Boyle for the A's versus Clark Schmidt tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then Thursday it is
Luis Hill.
Alex Wood versus Nestor Cortez.
Nestor Cortez. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Luis Hill will probably begin Friday against the
Brewers.
Cool. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Ken, he was a huge hindrance in a way. He was a huge help in a way. So, but for the managers, yeah, I mean, he meddled more often than he needed to meddle. But that was his team too, so he owned the team. So I get it. Yeah, it does, Ken. Yeah, alpha male means you can piss on a tree. It does. It does. Yeah. It's just like I don't see the point in all this stuff, like this tough talking and alpha male. Like, if you have to call yourself an alpha, it's just what the hell's the point?
I
So
consider myself a Sigma male.
yeah, dude. Created, we're all created equal, and no one's better. Yeah, well, exactly. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
And and like, and I feel when when I kind of feel the same way, we treat white belts the same way we treat black belts.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, dude.
So everybody's important. Everybody's important.
It's I teach the intro classes for Muay Thai at my gym, and I'm so happy to do it. I really am. Like, I love teaching the beginners because it's great to see that progress, amongst the beginners, because there's a couple of guys I remember they started, and here we are like 2-3 months later, and it's just like their progression is like showing, and I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I love seeing the growth.
it's fantastic, man.
Yeah, it really is.
They just get better quietly, and all of a sudden you're like, damn, she looks good, man. He looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Tough, man. It's like, and it's really meaningful being a part of that, and helping them improve, helping them, get better in so many ways. It's really rewarding. It really is
Rewarding, man, because I remember being at that stage where they were.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 feet, and with jujitsu, forget it. I didn't know how to move. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah. And I was all over the place when I started rolling in jiu-jitsu too. Like, I was just like a Spider-Man, but then you realize, why the hell is this guy keeping me so close to me all the time? Why does he keep pulling me in? Why is he? Then you learn over time.
Yeah.
Like, there's a method to the madness. There's a method to the art. There's a lot of very high level chess going on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And, same thing when I started taking boxing classes at a boxing gym. Um, I remember one of the boxing coaches was like, "Yo, we need to change some things. I know you do Muay Thai, but this is a boxing gym." I said, "I understand."
yeah. Yeah.
And, let me tell you something. I don't know if you ever dealt with boxing coaches, but they are sticklers for every little detail.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
like every little detail matters with them.
It's true.
It's crazy, but
Very
that's
true.
that's why they're the hardest punchers out there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And, the good ones are, good. They're punching and defending at the same time. So,
mhm.
um, and it's, they're very high. That's why Floyd Mayweather was so damn good. It was impossible to hit.
Yeah, I appreciated Mayweather more after he retired because I think it was just because, like, we were so spoiled with Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
you know. But after Mayweather retired and him talking about boxing and going back and watching him fight, I'm like, something, I can appreciate this guy now.
Ugh.
Now boxing, Floyd Mayweather boxing makes a lot of sense, and he's got some people under him right now that are killing it. Uh,
That stable's going to be very good for a long time.
yeah, there's a young kid. I forget his name. I think his name is Kermel Mart something. It was like the 16, 17-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's like the one after Javante Davis.
Oh my, he looks nastier than Gervonta Davis. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
who's beating this kid?
they do a great job. They're doing a fantastic job of it, and I like that Floyd Mayweather is taking part in training them and helping them get better and stuff like. And I don't care what he does with Money Mayweather and doing. The guy's a genius at making money. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
But
he's a smart guy. Like, if you ever listen to him in his interviews, I mean, I know sometimes people make fun of him and he may come off like sounding, ignorant, but he's actually not ignorant. The guy,
he's smart.
he's smart. He's smart. And he's actually lives a pretty steady, like a pretty healthy lifestyle because he says that he will, that's right, Donnie, hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe to my guy. Um, you know, the thing with Mayweather, like, for example, like, he'll take his entourage to like the bars and clubs. He'll pay for everybody's drinks. He'll drink.
Yep.
He doesn't drink apparently.
He drinks
And
water or soda, something like that. So that's
yeah,
it.
yeah. And one time after a night out at the club, he jogged from the club to his house.
I remember that. It was like 3 in the morning. He's like, I'm gonna go run 10 miles back to the house. It's
But it just goes to show, man, that's the difference between average and champion.
Yeah, he did stuff that no one else did.
Yeah.
I used to have a shirt where I was running when I was running competitively. It said faster, stronger, younger, and I practice while you sleep. And
True, yeah, man. Because you wanna be the best. You better be waking up 3, 4 in the morning. You better be up and running at 5 in the morning,
yeah,
and getting your conditioning in and your sessions in because that's where champions are made.
yeah, man.
So
Anyway.
you know that.
Yeah, it's the sacrifice you make. You got to do what you need to do before you can do what you want to do. So,
Yeah, and some of
you
those
know,
guys start off dead broke. So it's like, they got to pay their bills and, they're also trying to pursue a dream where they're not getting paid just yet.
mhm.
Uh, Um, you know, and once they reach that level, now it's like they're getting paid, but they had to lose a lot of money in the meantime.
Yeah,
And sometimes you got to take those risks,
yeah.
and it's a crazy risk, but it works out sometimes.
Look, and if, I mean, and Ken too. Like, I blame Cashman for this. Tyson wasn't dominating fighters like 90 seconds in the fight. Pay $60 for like 38 seconds of Tyson's fighting. I'm like, what the hell happened here? That's total Cashman. Total Cashman.
Imagine if Tyson was fighting in today's times. Those pay-per-views would be like those pay-per-views now are like $100.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's like I just paid $100 for Tyson to knock out a dude in 2 seconds. Thanks.
Yeah.
$100 down the drain.
Well, Donnie said, here, you talk to Uncle Tats about some respect to Tats shirts. Respect. I'll wear it. I'll be proud to wear a respect to Tats shirt. Go show Tats some love. No doubt about it, man.
Yeah, I always well, it's funny because Sunil likes to give Tats a hard time. I'm like, hey man, don't mess with Tats. I'm like, you mess with Tats, you mess with me.
Tats is an OG, man. Yeah, Tats is an OG.
Yeah.
100%, man. 100%. By the way, we had Mazza was on here earlier.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he's been super. He's moving, so he's been crazy busy.
Yeah, no, I've been talking on and off with Mazza, you know, in the chat. I know he's in, which congrats to my guy, like he just bought a house, him and his wife. So congrats to him. I know they're gonna make that move back to the East Coast. He's still gonna be, with the military, of course. He's he's still gonna do his thing there. But good for him. I'm happy for him. I know he says he's been feeling kind of bad about not joining on the live streams. I'm like, dude, you have a big priority right now. Like that, there's things that your job requires you at all times. So don't sweat it. It's okay.
Yeah, man. I blame. He's got family first, man. Got to take care of the family.
I gotta take care of your family and your
Tyson marrying Robin Givens. Oh, look who we got in here.
Who? Hey, what's up, man?
It's good to see you, brother. It is good to see you.
I hope you're doing well, Chris. Yes. I really hope you're doing well, man.
Yes, man. Really,
yeah.
We miss you, man. We do. We miss you. We'd like to have you back soon when you're, willing to come back and start joining forces with us again. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be cool. We miss you, bro. But I am gonna wrap it up. I mean, I didn't realize I'm going an hour and 40 minutes, but
holy smokes!
Yeah, it's like shit. It's getting late, man.
blame Cashman.
It's totally Cashman's fault. It is. Yeah, it's Cashman's fault. Look, that's the name theme. This is the theme of tonight. Whatever happens, it's Cashman's fault.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be my next live stream on Thursday. It's gonna be titled "It's Cashman's Fault."
It's a great title, man.
Oh, dude, I'll get all sorts of people tuning in.
You might have like 5,000 people in your video, man.
Oh, dude, yeah. My subscriber number will go up by like 3,000.
I can imagine it now. Like we'd be Donnie, pleasure, man. And thank you.
No, I'm just joking. I won't.
Being so sarcastic and just breaking people's chops all day. I get so much hate, but you probably get a lot of people subscribe to the channel. Like this guy's an evil bastard, but I like him, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for coming on again and hanging out with us. Jack, Donnie, appreciate always Chris the Flash. Love you, bro. It's a pleasure. NFE, always a pleasure too, man.
Always a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me on, man. You were on there with me this morning. I'm on here with you tonight, so yeah, I love it.
Me too, brother. Me too. And again, Yankees win. Yankees freaking
Let's go.
What matters. I know we can be down on some things here and there, but at the end of the day, the Yankees win. And that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. So respect to you, Donnie. But have a great night, everybody. Peace and love. Thank you so much again for the super chats, for the insights, for the perspectives, for the comments. We love you all. Have a great night. See y'all tomorrow.
See y'all later.
Later, brother.
Deuces, everybody.